We begin this midday with breaking news. We could be getting a decision here on the controversial York County solar farm issue. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Adrian Ward. The York County Board of Commissioners voting to approve a set of rules governing the zoning of a farm that has sparked much concern for communities there. The decision coming after a hearing last night and then right before the vote this morning. This news happening just minutes before we came on the air. The board says they are also moving back guidelines for building solar farms near churches and schools from 600 feet to 2,600 feet. Channel 8's Emma Norwood showing us a packed meeting room this morning in this video submitted to our Now Local News app. She's there right now asking people their thoughts on the board's decision to move forward with current guidelines. You can hear her report tonight at 5. And now time now for a look at your Tuesday morning forecast.
I'm really glad it's not any colder here this morning.
Yeah, a bit chilly out there today in the capital city, but it could be worse. Citizen journalist Melanie showing us her peonies around her house, just about ready to blossom. She tells us she's glad the weather is not cold enough to freeze them. If you do have any videos you want to share with us, download our Now Local News app and you'll be able to do just that. Here's a live look outside now through the lens of our Allen Communications camera. Lots of cloud cover this morning. Chances for some sprinkles later today as well. Let's get on over to meteorologist Houston Hall's got a closer look in our first forecast. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning. We will see some cold temperatures as we go into tonight. I mean, out towards the west, we'll see some 20s. Off towards the east, we could be on the edge of about 33 to, heck, even the upper 20s. That's right. We're going to have some clear skies as we go overnight tonight. Patchy fog out towards the west. Right now, some spots are seeing a little bit of sunshine, some are not. But notice the temperatures. My goodness, 40s and lower 50s. Thankfully, the winds are on the lighter side this morning. And rain, it's trying, that's for sure. A little bit of light sprinkle activity near Beatrice within some of that cloud cover. But now as we take a look off towards the west, my goodness, the 511 cams off towards North Platte, it is quite interesting. You got some wet, heavy snowflakes within all that rain, and then that snow transitioning to rain as that moves towards the east, where we got temperatures in the 40s. But we are going to see where that line is currently at. We're going to start to see a little bit of moisture increase in the form of some rain showers as we go into the next hour or two past noon. Temperatures are in the 30s out towards the west, and then the 40s and 50s where we are. Winds are on the light side, thankfully 5 to 10 miles per hour. So there's a look at the next few hours where that little band of rain is, and that's going to actually increase as we go into 1, 2, 3 p.m. Be on out by this evening if you got any plans. And then precipitation chances, they will increase as we go into those hours too. I'll show you our next warm-up, which starts tomorrow in a few.
Thank you very much, Houston. Happening tonight, Lincoln Public Schools considering paying some of their staff more money. At tonight's school board meeting, members will discuss several different raises for the next school year. Custodians could see a 4.36% raise. Associate superintendents are looking at a 4.26% increase. Technicians could get a 4.35% raise. And meanwhile, administrators, a 4.14% increase. They're also considering increases for the following school year as well. The school board will discuss these tonight at 6 o'clock. New developments in the Husker football players' case against the College Sports Commission. A hearing is scheduled for today in the arbitration case Husker athletes have brought against the commission. 18 Nebraska football players are arguing that over $1 million in rejected NIL deals should be allowed. This is the first big challenge against the CSC's NIL Go clearinghouse and could set an important precedent for all college athletes. We'll let you know what a judge decides the second we know on air and on our Now Local News app. Developing now, investigators are clarifying details of the attack of the White House Correspondents Association dinner. Officials are now releasing images of the weapons he was allegedly carrying: a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun, a 38 caliber pistol, and 3 knives. Investigators clarifying the suspect fired 1 shot before agents fired back. The Secret Service officer hidden in his bulletproof vest may have been hit by friendly fire as well. And with another assassination attempt on the president and more political violence in the U.S., it raises the question: how do we put a stop to this? Mayor Mackenzie Johnson spoke to political leaders at UNL.
Something needs to be done, and we need to be having those conversations.
In just 2 years, there have now been 3 assassination attempts against President Donald Trump alone, not to mention the killing of Charlie Kirk and 2 Minnesota lawmakers. UNL's Republican and Democratic student groups may not agree on most issues, but they're aligned when it comes to this. They say this weekend's shooting incident is terrifying, but unfortunately, it's not all that shocking.
It's sort of become this numbing feeling. There's not much of a reaction anymore for many people. It's expanding. And now it's expanding to our political leaders, which you hate to see. Regardless of who the political leader is, Democrat, Republican, Independent, you don't want your political leaders to be victims of violence.
One of the leaders in the UNL College Republicans says he thinks this rise of violence is due to a lack of listening on both sides of the aisle.
I think I would point to social media, and I'd point to how inflammatory everything has become.
Lawmakers like Congressman Mike Flood have been calling for the country to come together and end the division, along with many Americans. Both UNL student groups believe those conversations start with them. So they've been proactive in getting together for friendly debates and forming relationships with people in both groups.
We need to return to the civility in our political conversations, because without it, we just keep demonizing the other side and not actually understanding the issues that we're focusing on.
I think once that more people start to do that, we start to see a change, and then naturally that those political opinions aren't going to seem so big anymore, and they're not going to seem so divisive.
Reporting in Lincoln, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
Also developing now back here in Nebraska, Lexington is considering the next steps after the Tyson Foods plant closure. Today, the Lexington City Council will consider buying the property and railway access the plant used to occupy. It officially closed on January 20th of this year. Today's decision could allow the city manager to sign agreements with Tyson Fresh Meats Incorporated and put that property under city ownership. These are some of the other details listed on the agenda, but we will learn more after their meeting tonight at 5:30. Right now, thousands of Lancaster County voters will see a change for the upcoming May primary. The election commissioner announcing new polling locations for 8 precincts ahead of the May 12th primary. The changes affect precincts across this county. About 9,000 voters will be impacted, and notices are now being sent out. Here are examples of some of those changes. You want to learn more? We have a link to all of this on KLKNTV.com under the links we mentioned tab. Now to breaking news, the British royals are set to address the U.S. Congress today. King Charles III and Queen Camilla are in Washington, D.C. right now, where they are visiting the White House. This is the aftermath of an event that just occurred here moments ago. That's ahead of a key meeting on Capitol Hill as well later this afternoon. King Charles will be meeting with top congressional leaders in D.C. this afternoon. It's part of his state visit to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the U.S. and to reaffirm the alliance between the two countries. ABC's Christian Cordero has the details.
Today, and for the first time in nearly 2 decades, the British monarchy is in Washington for an official state visit. The Trump administration rolled out the red carpet for King Charles and Queen Camilla. During a formal hello at the White House.
So today we look back on 250 years. Let us remember what has made our countries the 2 most exceptional nations the world has ever known.
It's a full day of diplomacy for the royal couple, largely considered a good friend of the president and an extension of goodwill between 2 nations whose tension is otherwise taut. The war with Iran, repeated threats of tariffs, and the fallout over the Epstein files each loom over the visit. The king today meeting with congressional leadership, emphasizing what the 2 countries have in common, calling for those shared values to be defended.
The royal family and the British government have been very clear about this trip. They want the American public to understand that this is not about the government of the day. This is about a visit that transcends through the ages.
This is the second time a British monarch has spoken before a joint Congress, the first being King Charles's mother, the late Queen Elizabeth, 35 years ago. The day's events end tonight with a state dinner at the White House. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Well, Husker baseball is rising in the rankings ahead of a big midweek matchup tonight. Nebraska is now very clearly a top 20 team in the country. Just take a look at where they stand in all 5 major polls in college baseball, as low as number 14 and then as high as number 18. This comes after an emotional series win at Illinois over the weekend. How about those screams? Yeah, Nebraska hoping to bring that kind of energy to tonight's game against Kansas State. Nebraska only has 4 more guaranteed home games left this regular season. Head coach Will Bolts is encouraging fans to come out with an even chilly forecast tonight.
Maybe have some hot chocolate and you know, bring the noise for the guys, and you know, we've got a finishing stretch here where we need to play good baseball, and we've played really well at home. Our fans have obviously played a large part in that.
Don't worry, Husker Nation, our sports team, is going to be out there braving the elements tonight as well. They'll be sharing updates on our Now Local News app, and you can watch those highlights tonight at 10. First pitch is set for 6 o'clock. Coming up after the break, Nebraska children at the forefront. What groups from all over the state are doing today that could impact kids all across the state.
Whether
That makes a difference for young children. At this hour, the 8th biennial CYFS Early Childhood Research Summit, hosted by the Nebraska Research on Children, Youth, Families, and Schools. The summit is bringing together partners from across Nebraska. The goal is to network and exchange ideas that have the power to improve children's futures. That summit lasts until later this afternoon at the Nebraska Innovation Campus Copper Center. The city of Lincoln is also hosting a community and career expo right now. Over 30 employees and community resource partners across different industries are in attendance. They are bringing opportunities for career coaching at the event as well. Everything is taking place at the F Street Community Center until 1 o'clock this afternoon. A new survey finding the most dangerous time of the day for diets. And Spotify teams up with Peloton to launch a global fitness content hub. Jane King explains in today's Wellness Report.
Spotify is partnering with Peloton to launch a fitness category with more than 1,400 classes available for users. This is Spotify's first push into wellness, and it's a deeper expansion, opening up new engagement and perhaps new ways of making money. Fitness content keeps users on the platform longer and creates opportunities to layer in subscriptions and advertising. Well, Lilly landed its third cancer deal in 3 weeks. The Indianapolis company is buying Ajax Therapeutics for $2.3 billion. Ajax's lead drug is one that treats a rare blood cancer. Lilly's been doubling down on its search for next-generation cancer treatments with its recent deal-making spree. And cravings hit hardest at 3:42 p.m. A survey of 5,000 Americans by Talker Research and Every Plate looked at cravings across the country. They found the average person gets 2 cravings a day, with 1 in 4 experiencing cravings more often. Regardless of the time, 6 in 10 respondents can't hold on to their cravings for more than an hour, and 1 in 5 give in 15 minutes or less. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's to your health.
Well, one thing I'm craving is some rain, and it looks like it might be on the way here in the next hour or two across southeast Nebraska. Meanwhile, out towards the west, they've been dealing with some snow. I'll show you this whole forecast and what to expect in a few.
deadly multi-day severe weather outbreak reached a destructive peak. Reed Binney reports.
He texted me, he was like, "Is this your house?" And I was like, "Yeah, that is. Are you messing with me?" And he's like, "No."
A homeowner in Wisconsin, one of many in the upper Midwest dealing with damage after severe weather, including high winds, hit the central U.S. on Monday.
I got a little teary-eyed. It's my first home, first time homeowner. And yeah, it hit me because I'm like, that's a lot of damage.
High winds also caused severe damage in neighboring Michigan. In Kalamazoo, crews had to rescue some residents who got trapped in their homes by downed trees. Elsewhere in the state, a man was killed by a falling tree in Kent County. Parts of the central U.S. also faced heavy rain, including parts of Missouri. In Kansas City, the downpour led to swollen creeks and flooded roadways. The damaging weather tearing across the central U.S. Monday came after days of severe weather already tore a destructive path across parts of the plains and south, producing more than 50 tornado reports since Thursday. That included twisters in Oklahoma, as well as deadly tornadoes in North Texas, including an EF2 tornado near Runaway Bay, northwest of Dallas. At least 2 people were killed and homes and infrastructure were damaged. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Yeah, I have plenty of family and friends up in Dallas, and I actually have a friend that was just south of that Runaway Bay tornado. I was on the phone with her, and I was like, yeah, you were right in the middle of this tornado. And thankfully, the winds just went just west of her, and she just got a little bit of wind damage, but it was a very interesting storm. Meanwhile, we are just having some rain, snow, no wind. It's pretty quiet here. We got a little bit of light sprinkle activity down in Beatrice. You go out towards the west, they are still dealing with some wet, heavy snow. If you want to check the 511 cams, it is quite a show out towards the west. You can see where the colder air is off towards the backside of the system. As this moves towards the east, runs into some warmer air and it turns into some rain. But really, this is a sight to see. Some much needed rainfall falling into where they need it. If it's in the form of rain, if it's in the form of snow, the snow will melt into precipitation. We're tracking down here. That's going to be moving up towards the northeast, scraping us right here. Just about a line right there towards Omaha. That's going to continue to get more widespread as we go into the next hour or two as it continues to push up from Kansas. So here's right now going into about 12:30, 1 p.m. You can see there's that line right there. It's going to start to get more widespread in coverage. We could be seeing some moderate bands of some rainfall. Meanwhile, off towards the west, that system will try to die on out as the rain will try to take on over in southeast Nebraska. That's going to continue through about 1:30, 2:30, 3 as you're picking up the kids from school. It's going to continue off in southeast Nebraska. Actually, models have been upping our rain totals up to 1/4 of an inch possible in southeast Nebraska as a band of rain looks more likely, and that will continue off towards the west about 3 to 4 p.m. and some lighter rain off towards the northeast through this evening. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm off towards southwest Nebraska. All right, so tonight it's going to be a little bit chilly. Notice this cloud cover? It's going to be some patchy fog. The winds are going to be calm, and so that's going to make for a little bit of fog development out towards the west. Meanwhile, we're going to have some clear skies, so that's going to make temperatures a little bit cool in the morning for maybe even some areas of frost. So as you head out Wednesday morning, don't be surprised if there's a little bit of frost on your car. All right, so Wednesday evening, there's a chance for non-severe thunderstorms. You can see right here, we're going to have a system off towards the northwest. It's going to blast a few isolated showers and thunderstorms down towards our southeast. And any of those might have a little bit of small hail and some gusty winds. That all moves down towards the southeast, but more precipitation is good, even right here, northeast Nebraska. How much rain can we be expecting here from about the next 48 hours? About 1/4 of an inch, maybe. And then off towards the west, they've seen quite a bit. Maybe an extra 1/4 of an inch or more out towards the panhandle. Right now, no rain just yet. It's 49. Feels like 45. A little bit of sunshine. ABC seamless cam, dry roadways. But give it another hour. It'll look a little different. 47, 33 in Broken Bow. Ugh. Yeah, pick your poison type of map right there. 52 down in Beatrice. So I would like this map. It's a little warmer. I'll take the rain up the snow. Got a light north wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Another look at satellite and radar. All of that little rain is going to continue to move up towards the northeast. This will start to die on out as we go into the next hour or two, and we'll start to get some rain. Check it out. Precipitation chances, boom, right there. About now through about 4 p.m. Rain looks the best. I got us at 33 degrees tonight. Notice out towards the west, depending on that fog formation, 20s out there. But I would say take some plants in if you got any outside right now. And then tomorrow we do warm up. We're going to see mostly sunny skies and light winds, a very pleasant day. The weekend even more pleasant. We start to warm up, but no 80s have been on the board. I remember we were in the 90s just about a week ago, and now we can't even get into the 80s. We are going to have some light precipitation chances next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Still ahead this midday, the star college athlete in the middle of a gambling scandal and the serious accusations he's facing. Stay with us. Sports gambling in the spotlight yet again. A college quarterback getting treatment for gambling issues right now. An intense investigation underway. Here's ABC's Hannah Batah.
This morning, a star college football player expected to vie for the Heisman Trophy is seeking treatment for a gambling addiction.
Sorsby soaring for the score.
Texas Tech announcing quarterback Brendan Sorsby will now take an indefinite leave of absence. The same day it was reported that the NCAA is investigating him for thousands of online bets.
He's a significant figure looming over current college football and future NFL football. We've never had an active athlete at the top of his game, essentially admitting that he bet on sports. The question will then urgently become, will he be able to be eligible for Texas Tech? The NCAA has strict gambling rules.
Sorsby reportedly started betting back in 2022 when he was a freshman at Indiana. Sources tell our partners at ESPN he bet on his team to win, but not on games he played in. ESPN reports Sorsby is not being investigated by law enforcement and has not been linked to anyone trying to influence the outcome of a game. Meanwhile, a gambling scandal in the NBA is expanding. Prosecutors now say they intend to bring a new bribery charge against Terry Rozier.
Terry Rozier, right foot discomfort, doubtful to return.
Prosecutors claim Rozier took a bribe in exchange for removing himself early from a Charlotte Hornets game in 2023 to benefit a bettor. He's already pleaded not guilty to charges linking him to an illegal betting scheme. A co-defendant, former NBA player Damon Jones, is expected to plead guilty today.
A grand jury will now decide whether to indict Rozier. His lawyer denies the charges. Hannah Batah, ABC News, New York.
And we're getting a closer look at the draft process for a former Husker football star. Kansas City Chiefs giving us a peek behind the curtain at the emotional phone call between Emmett Johnson and head coach Andy Reid. Take a listen.
What's up, Coach Reid? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man.
Where are you at right now?
I'm back home, man. I'm back home, Coach.
Well, listen, congratulations. I know you got all your family there, too. All right, so listen, this next weekend we'll have a mini camp and bring you in here, so make sure you get a little bit of running in before you come in.
Yes, sir. I've been running every day because I'm ready.
Yeah, pretty cool to hear that moment. Emmett also releasing this message to Nebraska fans overnight before he begins his professional career.
Husker Nation, I would like to say I appreciate all the love and all the support throughout the years. So you guys got to say it one more time with me. Go Big Red! GBR.
Johnson begins his first NFL minicamp this weekend. Well, coming up before we go to break, more details in the gunman of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Stay with us.
It's replacement window.
Developing now, the suspect in the White House Correspondents' Dinner is behind bars, facing multiple federal charges. But the ordeal raising new questions about the president's security. The attack marking the third alleged assassination attempt on the president in just 2 years. ABC's Olivia Rubin explains.
Today, the man charged with trying to assassinate President Trump, 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen, in jail, awaiting a detention hearing. He has not yet entered a plea.
With the defendant making clear what his intent was, and that intent was to bring down as many of the high-ranking cabinet officials as he could.
Authorities say Allen stormed a checkpoint at the Hilton Hotel, armed with these weapons, trying to get into the ballroom where Trump and other officials sat.
He is very much aware that the president and the first lady entered the ballroom at 8 p.m. And it was at 8:40 that he made a decision to rush the ballroom.
The government claiming the suspect appears to have shared social media posts that were critical of Trump and his administration, including calling for Trump's removal. And the attack now raising questions about security. The White House telling ABC News that changes to the security posture are possible.
I definitely wouldn't say changes are out of the question.
But Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche defending law enforcement.
Law enforcement did not fail. They did exactly what they are trained to do.
But just hours later, the Justice Department writing in a court filing that the suspect, quote, came horrifically close. And the president now using this attack to justify the need for his $400 million ballroom on White House grounds. Construction is underway, but facing a lawsuit to block it. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
And here's a live look outside at our Honda Blinky camera. Just kind of cloudy, breezy, chilly out there to start you off on this Tuesday. Let's get on over to meteorologist Houston All. Let's get a closer look for us in our first forecast. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning, Matt. And sometimes I would consider ourselves a little lucky. I mean, if you go about 100 miles out towards the west, their temperatures are still at the freezing mark in April. Can you believe that?
And snow as well.
Yeah, even snow. I mean, it's crazy to think. I miss the 90s. It's we were raking up the temperatures for a few days in the 60s and 70s, but now, all right, feels a little bit like late winter. There is a little bit of dark clouds down in Beatrice and maybe a little bird out there. But they are going to see some increase in light rain here in the next 30 minutes to an hour. As you can see, a little bit of moisture increase just south of I-80. Meanwhile, off towards the west, they've been dealing with that wet, heavy snow out towards Broken Bow, North Platte. Even a little bit of snow accumulation out there. So we'll see what totals they get by the end of this afternoon. But you can see just south of this little line I got here, that's going to be where our rain is starting to develop and will overcome southeast Nebraska in the next hour or two. 30s and 40s for temperatures. Thankfully, a light north wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour. There's that little band I was talking about. I think about 12:30 to 1 p.m. That will start to increase and spread south and east of Grand Island, and then could see some moderate bands of rainfall, which will add up to about 1/4 of an inch, hopefully by the end of this, and that's going to be out by this evening. And taking a look at the precipitation chances here in Lincoln, you can see they start to rise as we go into the next few hours. I'll show you how much rain and where the rain will begin in a few.
Thank you very much, Houston. The latest now in the war in Iran. Peace negotiations are in limbo, and a new proposal by Iran appears to be a non-starter for the White House. And we just learned that gas prices are now the highest they've been in 4 years here in the States. ABC's Martha Raddatz is tracking it all for us.
This morning, the administration making clear Iran's proposal to seek tolls from ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for reopening the vital waterway is a non-starter.
The Straits is basically the equivalent of an economic nuclear weapon that they're trying to use against the world. And they're bragging about it. They're putting up billboards in Tehran bragging about how they can hold 25% or 20% of the world's energy hostage.
With officials telling ABC News Iran is also attempting to hold off on nuclear talks until a future date, which Secretary of State Marco Rubio said is the reason we went to war with Iran in the first place.
Imagine if those same people had access to a nuclear weapon. They would hold the whole region hostage.
But while the Trump administration seems far from any kind of deal with Iran after abruptly canceling negotiations last weekend in Pakistan, Vladimir Putin is happily stepping in, meeting face-to-face with Iran's foreign minister in Russia. Putin promising his support to Iran in seeking peace. With peace talks at a standstill, even some allies are criticizing U.S. strategy in Iran.
Und ich sehe im Augenblick nicht.
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz arguing the U.S. has no strategy and is being humiliated by the Iranian state leadership. Martha Raddatz, ABC News, Washington.
Well, right now, Wallet Hub is breaking down the best and worst entry-level jobs. With graduation season approaching, they looked at 108 entry-level positions and ranked them based on immediate opportunity, growth potential, and then job hazards. This could be a crucial list for the thousands of college graduates about to hit the job market. It includes all kinds of engineers. At the top of that list is a hardware engineer, the second is normal engineer, and then the third is a certified nursing assistant. All three ranked in the highest in the immediate opportunity category. The bottom three entry-level jobs, according to Wallet Hub, are the car mechanic, emergency dispatcher, and welder. All three of those careers were ranked very low in the job hazards category. New details now. One neighborhood is a big step closer to making a splash. The Meadow Lane pool has been shut down for 3 years now due to wear and tear and the need for repairs. But now a major boost from the county is helping to shorten their timeline. The neighborhood receiving a $400,000 grant. Channel 8's Emma Norwood speaking to supporters of the project who say this is a dream come true.
For almost 3 summers, the Meadow Lane pool gates have stayed locked.
Having this community pool for the families in the community, spending their nights, their evenings here as a family has just been really important for this community. So not having that has been very hard.
Neighbors fighting endlessly to raise the money to fix the 6 years of wear and tear that caused the closure. And now, thanks to a grant from the Lancaster County Visitors Improvement Fund, hope that those gates will open soon is restored.
We literally cried. We were so thankful. We're so grateful for the county supporting this project, and it has changed everything for the fundraising aspect, and made us feel like this is really going to happen. It's really possible.
To be honest, a lot of us had almost kind of given up and didn't know if we had the ability to raise the amount of money that we needed to really get all the fixes done. So it has just completely changed everything.
The Meadow Lane pool renovation effort is now at 70% of the total $875,000 goal. Although there is a lot of work to be done, the newly awarded grant, combined with the numerous donors, puts them a big step closer to getting back to being a place for families to beat the heat.
We need to replace all the electrical, plumbing,
filter,
all the concrete, the pumps and the filters, and then the surface of the pool itself.
We just hope to be a super important part of everybody's summer nights, and we want everyone in the community to be here. We want people outside of the community to come.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Coming up, Aldi is ditching dozens of additives. Find out what ingredients they're eliminating from their foods and when you'll be able to get these reformed products on the shelves. Aldi is removing more ingredients from its private label products. The grocer announced it is cutting 44 of them by December of 2027. The list includes a diverse list of lesser-known additives, including preservatives, sweeteners, and flavors. A decade ago, Aldi removed certified synthetic colors from products. The new announcement will bring the total number of banned ingredients from Aldi products to 57. President Trump is canceling more wind power leasings, and Maha moms are protesting against pesticides. Here's Shane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Protests from Maha moms over pesticides are growing louder. Maha activists and supporters rallied outside the Supreme Court to protest the Trump administration's handling of glyphosate, the herbicide sold as Roundup. The demonstration came as justices hear argument in a high-stakes product liability case involving Bayer and Monsanto and tens of thousands of claims that weed killer causes cancer. Well, Chevron CEO Mike Wirth warned that strain on the airline industry could intensify in the coming weeks as jet fuel supplies tighten. He told CBS that jet fuel in key regions was already at seasonally low levels before the conflict began, leaving markets vulnerable to supply shocks. Jet fuel prices have surged sharply since late February, reflecting constrained shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. And two offshore wind developers will give up federal leases and instead commit funds to fossil fuel projects under agreements with the Trump administration. The Interior Department says Blue Point Wind and Golden State Wind will relinquish their leases and be reimbursed for costs. The deal marks the latest step in the Trump administration's push to slow down the offshore wind industry and boost investment in fossil fuels. And well, cravings hit hardest at 3:42 p.m. That's according to new research. A survey of 5,000 Americans by Talker Research and Every Plate looked at what cravings look like across the country, finding that the average person gets 2 cravings a day, with 1 in 4 experiencing cravings more often. Regardless of the time, 6 in 10 respondents can't hold out on their cravings for more than an hour, and 1 in 5 give in 15 minutes or less. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Today's a good day to, I guess, just eat, maybe just stay inside. Yeah, we got the Honda of Lincoln Camp flag back up there, and it's pretty dreary. Gotta say, it's chilly. I know we were used to the 80s and 90s about a week ago, and now we're just about half of that. We're at 49 degrees right now with the feels like temperature of 45 degrees. Hey, we are starting to see a little bit of cumulus growth, and that means, all right, hey, some of these clouds are going to have some rain in them, and that's exactly what's going to happen. You can see a little bit of orange and yellow right there. That's all moving towards the northeast here. It's going to stay north of this line right here, and we will be getting some decent rain as we go here into the next hour or two. Meanwhile, out towards the west, they've been getting their decent steady rain, snow, a little bit of rain snow mix, and the good thing is they really need it off towards the west, so they've had quite a bit of snow, and that melts and makes more precipitation. So that's what we like to see off towards the west. That's all moving towards the east, even some more development down towards our south. As we go here into the next hour or two, that's exactly what it's going to look like right there. South of Grand Island, off towards the northeast, going right through Lincoln. So it's going to be one of those afternoons where you can just open up the windows, enjoy the light rain sounds. It's going to be very nice. Now, meanwhile, that system off towards the west will try to diminish as we go hour by hour into this evening. That's going to continue to linger in southeast Nebraska 2, 3, 4 p.m. Should die out by about 6 to 7 p.m. Meanwhile, the light rain is going to be in northeast Nebraska, an isolated thunderstorm possible off in southwest Nebraska. Overnight tonight, going into your Wednesday morning, it's going to be a little bit cold. That's going to be patchy fog out there towards the west. Winds all through the rest of this week will stay less than 10, 15 miles per hour. No fire weather, that's good. But notice, clear skies off in eastern Nebraska. That's just going to make it even colder. We're talking temperatures in the 20s and 30s for tomorrow morning. We got a non-severe thunderstorm chance tomorrow evening. You can see some isolated showers and thunderstorms. Could have, they would just be a regular springtime thunderstorm as they move down towards the southeast out of our area by about 8 p.m. for your Wednesday evening. If there is a marginal risk, it would probably be out here towards southwest Nebraska, and that would be due to some quarter-size hail and some gusty winds, maybe even a few isolated light virga off in northeast Nebraska. Rain potential, well, the greatest is going to be out towards the west where they have that snow, and that's going to melt to precipitation. Talking about 1/4 of an inch plus to what they have already. Meanwhile, we've been up in precipitation, about 1/4 of an inch possible with this little rain band and this afternoon. Look at that, 33 in Broken Bow, 36, 33 for a temperature at this time. This is actually just interesting. 53 down in Beatrice, and the winds out of the northeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Pretty light for the most part. Another look at satellite radar, starting to see some more of that little green pop up, which is very nice. We're in for a decent and wet afternoon for those kids getting off of school. You can see 4 p.m. is the greatest potential here in Lincoln for that rain. Got us at 33 for tonight. Clear skies. Clouds will clear on out, and then 20s out towards the west, 30s off towards the east. There's our warm up on Wednesday. Sun comes out. Mostly sunny skies. An isolated chance for a shower and thunderstorm further off towards the west by the evening time. The weekend shaping up very beautiful, and then going into the first week of May, we stay just near or above average.
All right, thank you very much, Houston. Coming up next, a special events happening this weekend. We're going to speak live with the Kiwanis Club of Lincoln coming up after the break.
books to preschoolers in 17 classes, which probably is going to be more next year. This is in the lower income parts of the city. And that'll give you an idea of what we're doing. But anyhow, on this Saturday, starting at 7:30 in the morning, we're going to start serving pancakes, French toast, sausage, that kind of thing to raise our money. And in addition to that, one of the big parts of the deal is the silent auction that we hold.
And you guys have some of the, Val, can you kind of describe a little bit what were some of these items here?
I just met with Coach Tom Osborne, and he signed this Nebraska football for me, but I also asked him to put on a game plan on it, on how we beat Oklahoma. So not only did he sign the football, but he also put the Pitch 41 game plan on here on how we beat Oklahoma. So we have that in a lovely case.
Yes.
And we have a lot of other Husker items because we can't bring everything with us. Their Awards Unlimited is framing everything for us, and they're donating all the framing for us. So everything is professionally framed.
Absolutely. What do you got? What do I have here for you guys?
Well, I went to Gordon McRae's estate sale, and then he couldn't sign anything for me, obviously, but I found Shirley Jones, and she signed some original pictures from the movie Oklahoma.
Very cool.
And so we had that framed for us. And then we also have artist Frank Costanzo in Omaha did this. It's sort of like the Beatles All-Star Band, but this is All-Star. All the football players that have ever gotten awards and everything for Nebraska are on here, and the coaches as well. So it's pop art. It's considered pop art, and it's really a beautiful piece. And we have another piece also that's with all the famous people from Nebraska as well, which I didn't realize we had that many, but we do have a lot of famous people from Nebraska. So we have a lot of things for women to bid on as well for guys to bid on. And so we really would appreciate if people would come, have some French toast, pancakes and sausage and coffee, and bid on these items so that we could help with the underprivileged children that we've been working with.
Well, you didn't mention the coffee. I mean, that's like #1 for me. I don't need the French toast now. I just need the coffee for sure. Again, Richard, can you kind of, what are the hours and this Saturday then, correct?
Well, like she said, we have a lot of items. We have about $8,000 worth of silent auction, and we're going to start serving at 7:30 in the morning and start the auction at that time. We're going to end at 12:30. Whoever has the highest bid on an item will have to get at that time. And so we're going to be at the Christ United Methodist Church this Saturday, the 2nd of May, and it's at 4530 A Street.
Alrighty, awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. I appreciate your time.
Glad to do it.
Having us.
You.
All right, we'll be right back. Everyone, stay with us.
Gannady 11%.
The music of Taylor Swift and hits from singers from California. Now the show also said goodbye to 2 more contestants, and it's down to the top 5. Here's ABC's George Pinocchio.
When you are young, they assume you know nothing.
Braden Rumfeld, who sang Taylor Swift's Cardigan, wore it well with American Idol fans who voted him into the top 5.
It's just, this has always been, I've known at a very young age that this was my purpose, and to have this affirmation now, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Along with Braden, Hannah Harper, Jordan McCullough, Keela Richardson, and Chris Tungzeth move on. Daniel Stallworth and Brooks were both eliminated.
My advice to anybody moving forward is just you gotta take risks. You gotta, leave it all on the stage. You gotta think about what kind of artist you want to be.
At a certain point, you actually have to just stop trying to critique them as who you think they should be and let them be.
Well, I think the main thing is to tell them is make sure whatever you do from this point on, you're doing it out of love.
While the first hour featured Taylor Swift songs, the second celebrated singers from California. Keela got plenty of love for this Etta James member.
It makes me feel good. It makes me want to go harder. It makes me want to just, be me and do what I'm called to do, and that's to be on this stage.
I think that we both know that we didn't get here on our own doing, and we connected with an audience who decided to keep us around, and that's an honor.
Thank you, Lord, for trusting me with the gift. Thank you for allowing me to steward it well, and thank you, America, for trusting and believing in me, too.
You were my town, now I'm in Texas in you.
Guest judge Nikki Glazer told Chris his rendition of Taylor Swift's Exile gave her goosebumps.
We want to evoke that kind of emotion in everybody. Like us as artists, we want to affect people.
I think I saw contestants take it to a new gear and another level. That's what continues to happen, those breakthrough moments.
Next week, original American Idol judges Randy Jackson and Paula Abdul return to mentor the top 5. And Paula will also take a seat at the judges panel. In Hollywood, George Pinocchio for ABC News.
When we come back, here's the live look outside. Our Barry Law Tower camera. Final check of the forecast is next.